Good afternoon to everyone, or good evening for some. Igor, welcome.
Igor, welcome. Good day to everyone, whatever time it is. How do you hear and see us? How's everyone feeling? Let's turn on the chat, please, and check the feedback. Let's see what kind of mood our wonderful community is in today. We have tens of raging flames.
Actually, even.
Personally.
Tens, hundreds, little flames. Hello, everyone. Super. Wow, someone even wrote 10,000. That means you can hear and see us. That's great, friends.
We're very happy to see you. We're also very glad to see everyone. It's been a while since we've seen each other. I think today will give you a bit of energy for the whole broadcast. So hang in there. It will definitely be interesting.
Good evening, even from Montreal.
Canada together.
Dusseldorf is here. Kennedy, welcome. Moscow is with you.
How could we be without Moscow?
The Urals are present. Good evening. Kazakhstan is here. That's great. Switzerland, Astana, Kazakhstan, Yamal, Murmansk, Astana, Seattle. Interesting. Jomani, Bulgaria. So many. Someone even wrote Italy, Netherlands, Kanti Mansisk. You're here. Okay, my dear friends, we took a short, much needed pause, so to speak. Ukraine, Ruslan. Well, at least someone wrote Riga, Lipetsk, Odessa. Warm greetings to everyone present. Honestly, it truly seems like such an incredibly international and diverse group. Yes, that's precisely what the guys are enthusiastically writing. Kamchatka. Well, basically from all over the world, Okay, friends, we've observed the 5-minute courtesy gap, giving everyone a chance to join. Okay, we'll try to keep it to an hour today, friends, but I can't promise. Let's see how it goes. That's the goal, that's the intention. But with you all, well, it's truly awesome how sometimes time just absolutely flies by and you don't even really realize an entire hour has completely passed. Okay, so as is my usual practice, let me share with you all what's been happening, what's genuinely new and exciting since the last time we connected. I'll be carefully glancing at my detailed notes so I don't miss anything important and can tell you absolutely everything. So here we definitively go. Virtual nodes, that is. So we've had some updates. Finally, friends, we've added the option to change your password in the dexnet.one dashboard. Take advantage of it, especially those who really wanted this feature. Moving on. Notifications about the annual $50 maintenance fee for nodes have been enabled. You won't notice or see this just yet, since a year hasn't passed, but everything is already set up, so we're moving forward with confidence.
Is ready, but the connection is going to be launched a bit later. Why so? Because we want to connect the launch of the functionality of S3 with the ability to use our cards so that you would be able to make actual payments with providers, because not everybody can make payments with the cards available in your particular country's physical nodes. Now some users might see the reduction in DexRate. Why? First of all, because some countries updated their local firewalls, like national firewalls at the country level. Whereas earlier we were observing weekly updates of only one country, and now we have to keep an eye on yet another country who decided to develop their own sovereign internet, unfortunately, or fortunately for that country. Anyway, it is happening. And we have found a solution for it. Originally, we didn't take it seriously, but now we see that it's getting viral and it's involving other countries. So internet in many countries now, it is to be expected, in fact. So internet is becoming highly regulated. It is quite a mouthful. Anyway, you understand what I'm talking about. And they're trying to put internet under control. And sooner or later, to a certain level, all internet connections are going to be controlled by the government. So we just observe how it's happening. We have a solution for that. We know we lock ranks and we move forward. What to do if your dex rate went down and you see it? If you haven't seen it, please verify. This is not my idea. We posted in my Telegram channel. People thought it was my idea, but it wasn't. So the credit doesn't go to us. So guys helped us with the idea of Wi-Fi plug. If you're far away from your Dex node and there's no way to come and reboot it, you can connect both Wi-Fi router and the Dex node through Wi-Fi plug. Wall plug. This is a smart device which allows you to connect and disconnect any kind of devices by using your smartphone. So this way you'll be able to reboot both your Wi-Fi router and your Dex node. Okay, validation Dex nodes. We continue to connect and disconnect, rather connect our validators to the blockchain. There was a small lag related to the update of firewalls in countries. So we were lagging behind in our schedule, but now we're catching up quickly. Another important thing, some owners of validation DEX nodes can write to tech support. Maybe they will have to do some manipulations with a DEX node, because if you own a validation DEX node, you have rebooted it and nothing happens to it, please write to the tech support. Or if you have written there and they told you that they're working on it, doesn't matter how many days have passed since then, 3, 5 days, doesn't matter. It means that it went into a CRM system. Nobody's forgotten. All your applications are there and they will be acted on. Somebody will get in touch with you to help you. But the validation nodes are our priority now because we're lagging behind in terms of the launch of Mainnet. Because again, of our inability to complete tests with all 500 validation nodes. So if you own a validation node and your dex rate went down, then I'm kindly asking you to write to tech support right away, telling them that I'm a validator, my dex rate went down, and you'll receive the highest priority. Next, on DexPN, we're going ahead according to our schedule. We're going to actively scale up the service now. Pavel is writing here, DexPN is a great thing. It works A-OK. Do you have plans to move over to Cloudflare DNS, to your own decentralized service? Because node architecture allows you to do so, to increase the autonomous nature of the network and increase the independence of the network. Yes, there are many good announcements that we have yet to make. We'll share them with you gradually. Now, CryptoCards. Last Monday, we launched the we reissued the cards, but there was some bug there and we suspended it. Now the functionality of the purchase of new cards and the top up of the old cards does work. KYC functionality is going to be launched soon. Now it works in a test mode. The idea is that absolutely all cards now, fortunately or unfortunately, are going to be with KYC. Those cards without KYC are going to be phased out, and quite abruptly at that. One thing is when they just phased out, but they are blocked along with the assets on them. So please be very extra careful with any crypto cards. We're trying to do everything by the book and according to the laws. So if the fact that somebody might block us or be in the way is minimal, but we often observe how other card suppliers work, and sometimes it becomes a business model when some new card is launched. The target audience who are buying them up, eating them up, then those balances on the cards are shut down in one fell swoop and people lose their money. So once again, I tell you, on crypto cards, it doesn't matter. Even if it is our card, of course, you can trust us. Of course, we will legally build the right model to make sure that you will be able to put some pressure on the provider and get your money refunded, but still be very extra careful. also with our cards. Keep there only the assets that you are planning to spend in the nearest future. Don't keep everything there like in the bank. Actually, don't keep everything in the bank either. Next, DexSafe. We continue to develop the functionality of X1 coin claim. You can do it only through DexSafe. About DexStore, until November 1st, we prolonged the DNC exchange period, and crypto cards are going to be added to DexStore as well. Token packages. I wanted just to remind you that this offer is active for 90 days. On October 17th, it's going to end. So if you still are willing to buy an additional package, you can do so, because after October 17th, this option will be unavailable. Now, we have moved our tech support to 24/7 operation. So whenever you're experiencing something and you're in the time zone which originally was not reachable for tech support, now you can write them freely and they will accept any of your complaints or requests. This is a brief note on the news that I had to share with you. I would like now to turn it over to Igor, who will tell you about the events of the company and the blockchain. And not only that, trust me, Igor has many, many interesting news to share with you. Igor, over to you now. Guys, in fact, indeed, please hold on to your seats, because what I'm going to break out to you is going to be shocking. And it will be quite a fun exercise to see what's going on with our blockchain and generally what is happening on my side of things. Before that, I would like to share a short video about blockchain. It's also quite topical for you. I will just share the video first, and then I'll cover the top news. Here you go.
Did you know that crypto mining is killing the planet and humanity? Endless energy consumption, exploitation, pollution. Isn't it time for a change? Welcome to X1 EcoChain, where decentralization meets performance. Green energy drives innovation, and environmental responsibility is the foundation. Our hybrid model combines compact physical devices with instantly deployable virtual nodes to power the next-gen web. Physical nodes run on just 3 watts per hour, ensuring that the planet is treated with care. Over 5,000 units are online in more than 60 countries worldwide. Virtual nodes spin up in minutes, providing fast cloud scaling and additional backup for the blockchain. Virtual X1 nodes have key differences. Virtual X1 nodes store up to 1 terabyte, earn daily, and sleep easy on 24/7 uptime. Join the Web 4 revolution. Deploy your X1 node today.
Allow me to share my slides first so that I show you the most tasty bits right away, and I will comment on them as well. Now, what is the most interesting and important thing that happened over the past 2 weeks? We have had quite a number of interesting happenings here. Many things are about to happen in future. First thing to say is that actually we're entering the world with something indeed very unique, something new, something that catches an eye from first sight. This is Web 4.0 blockchain and total environmental friendliness. We have launched a grant program to attract the attention to our blockchain so that but developers rather, start to pay attention to our blockchain, come in and start developing things. And we have launched a grant program for such program developers on the main site. You can see that. Here we have the grant program. If you enter it, you see the description of the eligibility criteria, and program developers can submit their applications and start cooperating with us. In fact, this already works. And this is a thing that I'm sure will attract a lot of attention to our blockchain, and it's happening as we speak. Second important thing, maybe you can see it on my screen, the running line at the bottom in our blockchain. We already have information, or rather information about our blockchain is posted in top crypto journals of the world. This feed line at the bottom shows the crypto journals that everybody knows about: Crypto Wizard, Crypto News, Coin Journal, Binance, Hacker Noon, Coin Market Cap, Bitcoin.com. Virtually anything, you click on them and you can read an article about our blockchain, whatever they write about us. Sometimes it is even in Russian, mostly in English. We click on Binance, and on Binance, on their official Binance Square, you can read the announcement about us. This is fait accompli, it is done, and you can check and verify. The same is true about Coin Market Cap. There you can see article about us, about the blockchain, about our green program and grant program. That is what has been done quite recently, and it works already, and people will learn more and more about it. One important thing that we were preparing, X1Node Sale, which is being launched on behalf of the blockchain. This is X1Node Sale for crypto community, where they will be able to buy our X1 node. It has been launched and it can be used already. And now, this week, we are deploying it among crypto community. We are resuming communication with all the influencers, with those people who started to cooperate and negotiate with us a few months ago, and they were waiting for that launch period of node sale, launch of the grant program, and other things. Also, we have a scanner. It shows how well we develop. Those of you who don't know, we have launched, sorry. We have launched Testnet, and this is the final lap of this Testnet. And if you look at transactions, I think they are very good numbers. Every day, 100,000 transactions, and we have 2.5 million transactions done over the past 2-3 weeks. 2,000 plus wallets. This is the last stage. Before that, we had about 12 million transactions, so we launched it quite recently, and it's catching up. That has a very good effect on others, like on the exchange, on the launch pads, and many other things, which goes to show how actively we're developing in testnet, that it all works. It's all underway. Whoever wants to participate in interesting airdrops, things like that, we also have an airdrop program. Welcome. Everybody's welcome to come in and do something with our blockchain and end up with those people who can be eligible to get airdrop, and you can participate in the airdrop for Numis. We have partnered up with the platform of Project Numis. There you can perform some assignments, raise up your scoring, and get airdrops for that. There are different instruments available where you can do that. Also, the same is true for Galaxy. This is one of the largest platforms, crypto platforms, where different projects can be tracked with a launch of campaign programs. And recently, we launched Starboards for our blockchain, and we broke the records. We were top 3 of among all the blockchains on that platform. You can see top blockchains there. We are ranked number 3 there. This is unbelievable, and we're there only for 2 weeks, and we're already in 500 plus contributors. There are the people who read our news and post about us and talk about us. It goes viral all over the internet and all over crypto industry. So generally speaking, this is what is going on at the moment. You can find this information on the site. You can read it there. And now we are preparing more work for the integration of projects. Every day we're in negotiations. We put together interesting chats with projects. Many of them are well known to people, like such stable coins as USDT, Tether, and other stable coins of the global nature. And soon we're going to announce more news about integration with other large projects, which many people have heard before and have seen before. So this is the kind of work done by us. And we're totally focused now on connecting ambassadors, crypto community, to this node sale and to the blockchain, and to prep ourselves for the Mainnet, because what is going to happen very soon is a total preparation for Mainnet of all validators, and it's going to be announced very soon what, where, and how we're going to list the coin. It is underway already. We're in negotiations with the number of exchanges. So all of them are highly interested for us to be listed there. It's just that we need to chase out some of the bugs. And one thing they need is a big community. Our maximum task now is to somehow build up and scale up our community. And after that, exchanges will start preparing us for the listing and integration of the blockchain. So, just scenes, and it's just the beginning. Soon you're going to hear more interesting things. Whoever wants to participate there, each one of you stand a great opportunity to make your contribution to the development of Web3 blockchain. This is something new in the world, and all of this attracts attention because it is the first ever really decentralized blockchain in the world. We have no competition, no matter how ambitious it sounds. Nobody can say or that I'm wrong about that. I met two people who have been into crypto business for quite a while, and they know how it works, and they just confirmed that indeed blockchain Web3 is not decentralized, and Web3 industry is fully decentralized, in fact. But we have made a strong step into Web4, and we are building Web4 ecosystem along with X1 EcoChain. This is what we are doing at the moment. So here you go. Another thing to add, and then I will turn it over to Alexei, that each one of you need to understand that to participate and get X1 coin of blockchain, it is really something. I've never seen a person in crypto industry who would participate in some ecosystem of crypto industry of blockchain when it was just opening up, and when people would participate in the launch of these blockchains and would buy themselves a coin of blockchain and would lose any money on that. I've never heard about that before, because whenever layer one comes up with their coins to the blockchain, something good happens out of this, and all early adopters make really good money on that. They will benefit greatly on it. So whoever wants to buy blockchain coin, there is no other way to do it. You need to buy the nodes, and if you buy nodes, you get X1 coins as an add-on to that. And this is a great opportunity. Those of you who want to get X1 coins from tier 1 blockchain, you can do it only by buying DEX nodes again. So please use this opportunity. And importantly, the number of coins generated by the nodes after listing is going to be 2 times lower. You must use this opportunity right now before the listing started, because after listing, the number of coins, X1 coins generated by nodes, will be cut by half. So it's like a pre-sale airdrop for you, and you can still do it through node sale. That's all I had to share for now. Thank you, Igor. I guess, in fact, people do not fully realize what's going on here, but they will with time. Indeed, there is no blockchain in the world, which would be totally decentralized, which would be deployed in microservice, let's call them this, our nodes, which are deployed all over the world with a power consumption of 3 watts per hour. It is lower than low, really. It is, you cannot even imagine how little it is. And I keep using this example. Smartphone, when you're charging it up, consumes more than 20 watts per hour. We have already some questions. People are printing them in the chat. Okay, let me try to start from the beginning. I will scroll back up because there were some questions people wrote in the beginning, but while we were sharing information, it was really convenient for me to read them and answer them. Okay, I see Alexander Spomer is writing, hello, Alexei Igor. Thank you for launching virtual DexCards again. Okay, I have a question. Do you have plans to have physical DexCard in the quickly changing world? That is very relevant. Thank you, Alexander. Yes, indeed. We have such ideas and plans, and but it will happen only after we fine-tune the work of the virtual cards and we understand that we have entered the right legal field and nothing will be in the way of our development. We'll first observe how other crypto cards are crumbling down, unfortunately, because this environment is changing very quickly. As soon as we realize that we're standing strong with our virtual cards, we'll launch physical cards right away. Yuri is writing how to reboot the node. Hard reboot when you disconnect it from the power source and then reconnect. You simply disconnect the power block from the plug, wait for 20-30 seconds because there's still some remaining power draining from the node. It will keep powering it up. Wait for 20-30 seconds, then plug it up again. Ruslan is writing, yeah, smart plug works best. Firaya, those cards that we bought for DNC, are they going to be functional or we need to buy new ones? Of course, they will be functional. You bought them, you spent DNC for them. Don't worry, they will be fully operational. Igor is writing, it's my first time at the session. I recently bought the physical node. Congratulations, Igor. Welcome to the family. That is why I have a question, how to become a validation node and when can I do that? Unfortunately, Igor, at this moment in time, there is no way to do that because we had a limited offer just for 500 validators who bought it up less than in 1 minute. In fact, it was done in seconds. But as long as our CRM was updated once a minute, after the 1 minute update, we saw that there are no keys left. Now our task is to integrate all 500 validation nodes into our blockchain. And after that, we'll realize whether there is a need for further validation nodes. It's more likely than not that we won't have to expand it further. But if we realize eventually that we can expand the number of validation nodes, thus creating even higher decentralization, then maybe some validation keys will be sold, but it won't be as many as before. I've checked my validation nodes. DexRate there is 0.84, well, 0.85, I'd say. Yes. Okay, this is quite good DexRate. Of course, if you could pump it up to 1 would be better, but you keep an eye on that because uptime also affects DexRate. So basically, if the node was rebooted for a certain period of time, DexRate will rise up to 1. And the longer the Dex node was disconnected, the longer it will take it to catch up with 1. Igor is writing, so tech support works very well. Yes, in our tech support we have AI works in tech support very well. Yes, it works very well, but we have also real human beings working in tech support, not only AI. Whenever they act inhumanely, you can always go to a real guy. Next comment about the video. Balatbek Baltic, see, I can easily read your name without any errors. Now about DNC, can you prolong it until the launch of DexCard because there are many people who want to buy it for DNC? If we don't have enough time to do it with cards, of course, we'll prolong it this period and we'll leave some time for that. It's not going to be like today there is a possibility to buy it for DNC and tomorrow that promo will be over already. Of course, we'll make it longer to make it fair for all to exchange DNCs for crypto cards. Irolan is writing then, why DexNet fell down so low? If you're talking about token, in fact, now we are 1.3 listing, 2.3. We are still 200% higher than since the listing period. Look at our history. Yes, I keep hearing the question. Look at the history of any token that was released recently. Now the blockchain is big. OG Labs, for instance, Zero Gravity is called, and there they put together $300 million, even $400 million. They were listed at Binance and many other exchanges. It was $5 in the beginning, and they kept it at $5 for one day only. Then they went down 2.5 times lower, and we've been there for 2 years, and now we are 200% higher than the listing price. I think it is better than cool, and we've never went down below the listing price. So please realize this and look at the background of all tokens, read how it works, and what kind of movements and falls can happen. Owing to our support and how we're doing this, our token price is still at a commendably high level. Moreover, we've never really marketed it. We never really promoted it that much. You don't come to our office. I mean, people who visit us in our office, they say, we never heard about your token. Now with a node sale and all the stages that we are doing here, all the promos, now people will start paying attention and understand what token is for. Because this is one of the few tokens. There are very few such projects in the world. I'm unaware actually of such projects. Maybe some other people have seen them when you would be able to pay for something real with a token of some product or service. I'm using it every day that I would be paying real money for. It's unheard of in crypto industry, but we have implemented it. And only now people start understanding that in fact the token has a utility and price attached to it. Those people who want to sell it, of course, you go ahead and sell it, but they will be sorry about that because only now crypto world starts paying attention and reading about us, about tokens and coins and blockchain. So we are entering a very good curve here. Thank you, Igor. Moving on down the questions, Balatbek is highlighting the need for update of coin market cap to update the capitalization, other indicators. Moderators, could you please have a screenshot of this? Thank you for your feedback, Balatbek. Yes, indeed. If you want to have the most up-to-date information, because market cap is going to update it, we have this task in our mission. Go to CoinGecko. It is more up-to-date information in real time. So CoinGecko, enter it. It is no worse than the coin market cap. And the same is true about you can read about the token there. So very soon it's going to be updated there as well. Person under the nick Dobre is writing, is DexNet listing going to happen this year? If you're talking about the additional exchanges, I cannot promise this year, but generally speaking, our listing, I think it was almost 2 years ago, right? Yeah, quite a long time ago. Now, DexNet token is traded at xt.com and at Pancake as well on Dex Exchange. Other questions? Okay, Firai is writing another question. I bought 2 nodes for 550 each. I think those are virtual nodes. Can they be combined and upgraded to one whole one, or only each one can be upgraded. No, Firai, only each one can be upgraded separately. They cannot be combined together because for our clients it looks like two virtual nodes which could be put together, but no, it doesn't work like that. Behind them there is a separate arm of IT architecture, so it would be quite difficult to combine them together. So you need to upgrade each one of them separately. Alexander, can I buy at listing coin without buying the DEX node? Yes, no problem, of course. After the listing, I can tell you this, not at the listing, but after, as soon as listing happens, of course, you can enter the exchange and buy the coins without the need to buy the nodes. Are you going to develop a bot for validators, which would notify them that their node is on the fritz so that they could reboot it? It's a very good advice, but we are going to solve it differently, not through a bot. We'll tell you later, okay? Valeria is writing, great news. I understand how it's all going to the fact that Web 2 is becoming a fossil, jumping over Web 3, becoming Web 4. Yes, there can be such fossils which have only naked bones on it. Yeah, we're going to the future. Alexander, hello. The coins that we bought in May, when will I be able to see them in my back office? Because we paid pretty decent amounts, or I mean money, you mean, for that. They will see it together with a claim. Just before the listing, you will see that information. You'll be able to click on claim and 5% from the nodes that at the moment of listing will be unlocked. Everything before the listing, all that information, along with the instruction and tutorial, you'll be able to do in the DexSafe wallet. So we are preparing all the functionality for that. Whoever bought coins earlier, right before the listing, will announce it, and you'll be able to collect them and transfer them to your wallet and decide what to do with them. So we are going to announce it and issue all the instructions. Thank you. Mikhail, during X1 listing, don't you expect the price to be speculative? In other words, if we buy all in for 10 cents and then wait for the spike on the short term, is there a possibility of the drop of coin right after listing without the growth? It depends on the direction from the market, Mikhail. If everybody acts like you advise, all in for 10 cents, then the price will go up. But if everybody will come in only for speculation to sell it later, you know what will happen to it. So I cannot, that's first part of the answer to this question. And it's not a fact that you'll be able to buy it at 10 cents because there might be a big activity in the beginning and the price might jump up right away and you won't be able to buy it at 10 cents. Even if you buy it, then one order will work for 10 cents. Others will jump up and scale up. So it will be very difficult to buy it at 10 cents for a good amount because each purchase pushes up the price. So this is first factor. Will there be a possible for speculation? It depends on the knowledge and skills of people. Each person can try to speculate with the price, but whether it will go up or down, we'll see it at the moment of listing. Nobody can predict it now. So many things are being done to make sure that it goes always up. But the market can be manifested in different ways. So there is no certainty about anything now. Thank you, Igor. Ayat is writing, those people who had cards starting with 525, what will happen to them? Ayat will share information about the cards starting with 525 later. Please follow our official resources or Igor and my Telegram channels. Yuri, what will happen to validation node in the context of blockchain work if, because of the new problems, DexRate will remain to be low, even with all necessary manipulations? Look, first thing, the validation nodes are disseminated almost all over the world. And the issues with firewalls are not happening abruptly. Usually, these things are tested within one country. And then all the mistakes are taken under advisement. The next country is engaged and another one is involved. We keep our eyes on how it's happening in one of the countries. And I think we have developed quite a successful solution for it. Whenever we see some changes, we always try to circumnavigate them, and we do that. But now we see yet another country which does it again, which means that there is a quick trend. According to my expectations, I thought it will happen in 2026, but I see it started in 2025 already. I see that one of the European countries started to develop sovereign internet. We do have a trump card, to be honest, and now we realize that it makes sense to break it out. So we are reconfiguring the node architecture, including validation node architecture, for that express reason. We want you to help us with that. So if you see that your validation node has a low dex rate, 0.85 is not a low dex rate. It is quite a high dex rate. It's not 1, but still it is not 0.1, for instance. 0.1 is 0.2, 0.3 also low dex rate. So if you see really low dex rate and no reboots help you with that, please connect with the tech support and our people will tell you what needs to be done. In fact, more than 300 validation DEX nodes work at a stable high rate, but others connected now are not working stably enough. That is why we have prepared a patch for them, which, to put it simply, it looks as follows. On your computer, any device actually, which is connected to the local network where the node is connected, you launch a small patch. That patch automatically finds all your nodes in the network. It doesn't matter whether it is a validation node or not, introducing their changes which allow them during the update of firewalls to keep high dex rate. We were planning to approach this stage a bit later in the mid 2026, but we see that it's speeding up. Everything is speeding up in the world. What was planned for later is being integrated now. Maybe it is related to the fact that people start to suspect something and understand that something is changing in the world, and they start paying attention. So it's getting quicker, making us also to speed it up. Yuri, to answer your question then, even if we lose 200 validation nodes, we won't lose them. But even if we lose 200 validation nodes, 300 would be more than enough for us to keep it working. But I promise that we'll connect even those 200 which have low dex rate. We don't have a single country where we would have a few hundreds of validation nodes. No, they're more or less evenly spread out. Maybe we have a few dozens in one country, a few other dex nodes in another country, which allows us to keep that total decentralization everywhere. Now Race is writing, when my node was connected only in May 2024, was blinking in red. Now I cannot see any light in the node at all. Is it okay? To be perfectly honest with you, if it doesn't bother you, it's totally okay. It doesn't affect the functionality of the DEX node, with the exception of some visual effect. So no light diode is necessary. So if you're okay for it not to blink up any lights, so it's perfectly okay. Tatiana, if DexRate was 0 for a number of days, if I reboot, will my revenue be recovered for these few days of downtime? If we understand that it was because of the firewall, we decided to compensate these losses to people, because it's not people's fault that some countries want to shut down from the external world, but it was happening because your DEX node was unpowered or there was no internet connection. This is your responsibility. Gennady is writing, most importantly, DexRate shouldn't be falling down. Yes, I agree with you, Gennady. Victor, he's writing in Ukrainian. If you don't mind, Victor, I'm going to translate it into Russian because here we have an international team speaking. As for instance, guys from Kazakhstan for sure are not going to understand. Now, DexSafe wallet on dexnet.one site for token X1 claim for virtual nodes. Can we already connect them? Wait a bit, Victor. Soon we'll roll out the updates to DexSafe because Binance Smart Chain changed their address from version 1 to version 2. And we also need to update accordingly in the wallet so that all the transactions are visualized there, whoever is connected to the Binance Smart Chain. So please wait for the update and then you'll be able to do that. Zoom user is asking next question. Is coin better than token? What is the difference? It's not that one is better than another. Generally speaking, they're just different. Okay, very briefly, not to spend too much time on that. What is the difference between coin and token? Coin is the mother coin of blockchain. Token, conditionally speaking, is also a coin, which was created on blockchain, but is not a mother coin of blockchain. It means that to do the transactions of coins, you need to pay commission. Oh no, to do the transaction in tokens, you need to pay commission in coins. An example for you. DexNet token is the token. To do the transaction from one wallet to another, you need to pay commission in BNB. BNB is the mother coin of Binance Smart Chain blockchain, based on which we have deployed our token. Now we're going to move it over to our own blockchain, which is deployed on mini DEX nodes placed all over the world. So we're going to abandon such notion as data centers and such slippery decentralization. Seemingly all the blockchains in the world are decentralized, but on the other hand, no, because there are a lot of vulnerability points in them. That's why we're going to make a transition to our own blockchain. So X1 in our blockchain is the mother coin, which is used to pay for commissions. If you make a transaction in coin X1, then the commission is also paid in X1 coins. But if you make the transaction in DexNet tokens on our blockchain, now we're using DexNet BEP20, but then we'll move to DexNet BEP Text20. So if you make it in Dex20, then you'll have to pay commission in coins X1. That's the only difference. When will be the next update of DexSafe? In a few days. That's what I can tell you. A few days. Alexei Frolov is writing. Next question. I wish you good health, Alexei. Okay. Feelings mutual. In in the back office next to the activated node, sometimes I see 3 points for the rebooting of the node. Can I have this possibility always? It might not always work, Alexei, because if you lose the connection with the DEX node, for instance, your internet went down or firewall blocks some of the portals for the connection to the DEX node, the rebooting command is not going to reach your nodes. That's why we were talking about special smart plugs so that you can do hard reboot remotely. Igor Sandul, I bought a physical node. A month has passed by, but I cannot see my credited tokens in my back office. Which back office do you mean? I would still advise you to go to the tech support because I don't have enough input information from you to answer your question correctly, Igor. Please write to the tech support. Our guys will see what's going on your side, okay? Mikhail, hello, Alexei and Igor. How's your negotiation with Tether? It is still trade secret. We're not going to reveal it just yet. We're still in negotiations. That was I can tell you. We're still in negotiations with Tether. Tatiana, your business in TextNet is very well constructed. It's like in school, you're moving from one class and graduate to another. Thank you, Tatiana. In fact, off topic, I'm going to philosophize about this a bit. All the people who are in Zoom now, one way or another, came here from distributors companies. Distributors companies, for the promotion of both technologies and tokens and services, use expanded partnership program. And unfortunately, so it happens in the world that in companies with affiliated programs, often everything is happening very quickly. They open up, shut down, run further on, and so on. I'm not talking about the high quality, reliable companies who have been in existence for 15, 20 years on the global market. And if our task or mission was to create a company that I referred to previously, which would work for a year or two and then fold down, then it makes no sense to prepare business planning and deploy businesses one step at a time. Here, we might be moving not quickly enough based on the opinion of some people, but still, we are making stable progress. And the answer to your question is, what is more important for people? Quick grab and run, or you want to deploy solidly and move ahead, maybe slowly but steadily. Some people said that great things in life take time to build. And a good example was used for that, how the Eiffel Tower was built and how they built, say, big square buildings, beautiful things that become classic, whose legacy overlives their creators, take quite some time to build. That's how we build things. We think about every step, what we integrate, for what purpose, and we move to our goal. In other words, we move ahead without looking behind us by creating vacuum behind us. If that vacuum attracts you, that makes us stronger. We reinforce you with our instruments. You reinforce us by implementing the opportunities offered to you through dealership companies. This way, we are in synergy with each other and we make progress together. I don't want to give you advice or tell you, let us wait and see what will happen 5 or 10 years from now. No, an important thing is a balance. We understand where we're going, but we're also quite flexible, because to prepare planning for 5 years and not to deviate from it and will, in modern time, will lead to a death of a business, because everything is changing so quickly that without being flexible or adaptable, you can just break over your own plan. That's why Igor and I, we have a general understanding where we're moving, what is our end goal. All the rest is quite flexible, although it does rely on some fundamental expectations where we do not do shady deals or accept some questionable propositions which can push us up quickly, but eventually there is a high risk of killing the whole business. So we don't want to accept this. We came here for the whole life. It was the matter of my life, and it became the matter of life of Igor, although initially he connected as an investor only. You understand that people do not simply invest money into things. For a person to invest $1 million, they need to realize that it's going to work for them, that at least $1 million is what is going to be repaid with some interest rate on top. I've grown really close with Igor. I understand that he's not the person to invest 1 million to get 2 out of it. He is interested in investing into what will change people's life, to scale it up. Those people who know Igor, you will agree that this person thinks big. He is not about investing and get it paid back and with some interest. No, he is about investing into something powerful, be part of something big and global. And Igor, there is such a term as smart money. He brings not just money, but he invested himself along with money. And now you can see that we are always together with him at all AMA sessions. We share all our joys and difficulties as well. And therein lies the guarantee of our success. I agree. Feeling is mutual. So we are doing such things. Sometimes it's hard to believe that it exists, but it does exist. And people see it and they one web 4, for instance. Yesterday people came over because they read somewhere web 4 and they asked us, what do you mean web 4? Maybe there is some error or mistake. Instead of web 3 they wrote web 4, or maybe they don't understand what they're talking about. But after meeting us, after the explanations why we call it web 4, people get all their questions answered, and all of them agree that it makes sense to use this terminology. It's a fact. We have done what nobody else has done. And it's no longer the matter of money. It's rather the question that we can do what nobody else in the world has done and to implement those plans and goals that we set for ourselves. And we set for ourselves very, very ambitious goals. Not to get rich quick, because money will come anyway whenever you give something what the world needs. When you give some utility to people, that's how it works. Those people who don't know just try to do something useful in the world. So it brings a lot of good and benefit to people. You will see how money will return back to you. And we just want to implement what we have planned to implement, and anything in our way, whatever blocks we'll encounter, it will happen because it is impossible to achieve success without overcoming difficulties. Ask any person who has done something unique in the world. It has never been easy path. That it has always been a thorny path, a lot of blocks in the way, but it only makes you stronger if you see a goal and don't see obstacles. That's what makes us stronger. Trust us. We're not going to talk much. We have assumed such a position that instead of talking much, we'll do more. It's no point of talking and talking. What we can do, we do. And what is done behind the scenes, I'm sure in the next even 1-2 weeks, you will see it with your own eyes. So I see a very bright future ahead of us. Thank you, Igor. Now, guys, back to questions. That was a bit of off-top side note, a lyrical side note, yes. I wanted to answer Tatiana's question, not briefly, but put you into the context. Tazabek. Next question. Now, there are so many platforms who sell themselves as totally decentralized. Are they all true? Tazabek. How do I put it correctly? It's not so easy to answer this question because it's quite flexible. Can we call Ethereum, for instance, a decentralized blockchain? Of course it is. But how do they implement this decentralization? With the data centers, okay. Then the nodes are placed in data centers. Data center, what is its main vulnerability? It has two vulnerabilities, physical and legal. So in theory, you can affect or influence those data centers, and this way you can influence the blockchain. Yes, you can. And you know what? It's like for the Web3, it is a true decentralization. For Web4, it is not a decentralization. So it's all relative. Like car Lanas, for instance, is it quick? Yes, it's quick. But what do you compare it with? A bicycle, of course, it's quick. What about Lamborghini? Lamborghini is a bit quicker, like 3 times quicker. Then see, there are different classes, different scale of comparison. I will add one thing here. Now, we heard it before, and Alexei knows this story. The person we talked to, we told him that we created, he told us that they created a decentralized bank, financial institute, decentralized bank. People can say whatever they want, of course, to be eye-catchy or something. They have their own decentralization. But when I start asking them question, the first thing I ask them, why? How is it decentralized? Because the person has his own truth. He has his own story why it is decentralized because it's in different countries and so on and so forth. But in fact, It is a center. It is centralized by a single individual, the owner of that bank. How else? There is no other way to organize it because it is related to fiat and money transfers, different countries, Visa cards, and so on. It's impossible to make it decentralized. So, depending on how a person sees decentralization, they claim it that they're decentralized. It's easier to attract people with the word decentralization, but most people don't understand the meaning of this word. So, you need to study it better. Otherwise, people don't really understand what they're talking about. I will disclose or a bit of a secret for you, even what is being done now with validation DEX nodes. Yes, indeed. Now it's a peak of decentralization, but it's not a peak of decentralization in the format for which we have plans to move ahead. In fact, we have, out of this world plans. And when in a couple of years from now, we'll talk to you via Zoom, and maybe you will recall recall my quote now, and even will quote me. Maybe it's not going to be Zoom 2 years from now. Anyway, it's a different story. But then I will simply be telling you that remember 2 years ago we were launching X1 EcoChain, and we had 500 validators placed in homes of people all over the world, and it was the pinnacle of decentralization. But now look where our nodes are, and now this is the next pinnacle of decentralization. So where we are moving to now, we are getting ever more decentralized with each new step forward. I think I have not revealed too much of a secret. No, it's great. Those people who know how to read between the lines understand what you're driving at. Okay, next. Rusic Vitaly. No, Vitaly first. And Igor, I skipped Igor. Igor is writing, it's my first time here. I'm buying virtual node this Saturday. Welcome to the family, Igor. Welcome to the decentralization. Yes, true decentralization. Mikhail, hello. At one of the AMA sessions, there was information. X1 listing $4.1 from the expected $0.3. Those who bought locations at private rounds, are they going to be multiplied by the factor of 3? Is it true? Yes, of course. As long as you mentioned, of course, it's going to happen. We're going to multiply your purchases by the factor of 3. We're reducing the price of listing. It is done by the recommendation of the exchanges, and the number of tokens is going to be multiplied by 3. When I mentioned at the private round, I said that now is the best time to buy into coins. Those people who bought it then, I'm sure, are not going to be sorry about that, especially now when they're going to get their coins multiplied by the factor of 3. It's going to make you really happy. Just hold it, store it, see what BNB is doing it with that. It's 1,400, 1,300 for one BNB. It was listed just like us, 10 cents in 2018. 10 cents. Now it is $1,400, 8 years from then. And the first year of the developments, from 10 cents, it grew up to $10. In just 1 year of development, just don't think about selling those coins. If you bought it at that price, just hold it, and you're going to be wealthy. I'm thinking 8 years ago in 2017, people were also told, look, new coin is being released, our own blockchain, 10 cents. Okay, I even have guys who bought it and sold it for 30 cents or $1 something. But this 8 years have passed. Some people can say that 8 years, it's quite a period, right? Very long. But look at what has happened in lives, maybe not your life, but the lives of your friends and loved ones. Maximum, maybe they bought, I don't know, a washing machine. I don't know, maybe some other thing happened. But generally speaking, if then they knew what you could do with your 10 cents, you could have waited for 8 years to sell it now at a very good price, right? And other 8 years will pass if nothing. If you don't do anything with your life, these years and life will pass you by. That's how it happens with all the opportunities along with that. What did you say, Igor? Yeah, please carry on. And now there is a great opportunity. You understand what's being done. You understand who is doing it. You're fully open for any questions. You understand where we are. At any moment, you can come to our office and see us there. Just give us fair notice so that Igor and I can receive you there, realize what's going on there, see what kind of team is moving ahead, because we get support from Sheikh Majid and we get support from all famous advisors. You'll see them later. Anyway, guys, you already can see what's going on. And it would be reasonable to see what's going on with other chains, what happened to other blockchains, and make the right decision. Either X1 coins, so DexNet, virtual or physical Dex nodes. It makes sense to be related to everything going on here. At least it would be a financially wise thing to do, especially now when we prolonged our promo for 20% discount if you pay for virtual nodes, even with USDT. Please use it, but we're not going to prolong it any further. I promise you that. So this promo is ending for to buy our Dex nodes for tokens, and along with this 20% discount. Those of you who have used it, you have used it. My friend keeps saying that, guys, you need to be a quickie. To be a quickie, really, this is what I want to recommend you from the depth of my heart. I can add one thing. I would also focus on one thing, that coins, those people who want to, those of you who didn't have time during seed rounds that we organized previously, they passed on quickly. Those who did have time, they bought them. Now, again, we have yet another round, but it's happening through Dex nodes. And trust me, one Dex node for 1,500 virtual and 1,700 plus physical node includes already, and with a 20% discount also, you get 15,000 coins. 15,000 coins. You can calculate these numbers. You can put any numbers in your head. If BNB in 1 year, in 2 years, reached more than $10 or $20 within that period of time, you can, okay, forget about $10, set $2 or $3 and multiply it as such, and you will see how much you will get. This is what pre-sale is all about. If you want coins, buy nodes at a very good price at a discount, along with the token. Somebody was asking here, I will add briefly, tokens and coins. What is the main difference? Now it is like an ecosystem where they cross-fertilize each other. It is like a shared ecosystem. To use a DexNet token, you need a coin, and to use services in ecosystem, you need tokens. So they're interconnected, and you're paying with tokens. At the same time, you own coins, and coins are growing in price because people always need a coin. You don't need promoted, and token is growing in price because there is a demand for services. There is demand for what's going on here. Trust me, the kinds of services that are going to appear very soon, they're going to enjoy a huge demand, and it's going to enforce each other. And all the listings that will be organized behind these listings will come. We'll see the increase in the price of the coins as well, and they will be listed at different exchanges. They will reinforce each other. They help each other. So we're standing in the historical crossroads here, and my feeling is that this is indeed a historical moment in our time, both in terms of the diagram and the situation when all these announcements are going to be made in the next month or 2 months. Every one of you here can get their lives turned around completely owing to token DexNet and coin X1. This is a fact. We're talking between the lines, but you will see it with your own eyes soon, very soon. Thank you, Igor. Somebody's writing to me here that they're correcting me that I made a slip of tongue. I said this slow is eat up quick is. No, it's other way around. Quick is eat up slow is. That's what I meant. Alexandra wrote that whoever bought coins in May, they will also need to do the claim. Of course, everyone. It's a separate option, separate function called claim. You need to claim them or collect them. At the moment you make a claim, you make the transaction at the blockchain on the smart contract. So you call up tokens and bring them back to your wallet. It's going to be another transaction. For that, you will need a coin. That is why all of that is interconnected. A claim is what needs to happen. Otherwise, you cannot transfer like this, and because you need to collect your own coins from the smart contract, from the blockchain. Thank you, Igor. Magdi is writing, before the listing, will I be able to buy X1 for 10 cents? Before listing, no, no way. Only after listing, but it's not a fact that it's going to be 10 cents after listing. Valery, Alexei was talking about DexRate that it's dropping in different regions, but I have 4 nodes standing next to each other from the same road. 2 of them have a 0.99 and the 2.5. It's the same reason effect. You need to realize that the firewall works like this. It limits the work for certain portals. What do nodes do? They change these portals. Some of them change portals and unite it into cluster. In other cases, they might be having problems. So here, rebooting can help you with that, or you can go to the tech support and specialists will look at your case. Max is writing, hello, why in my back office of DexNet I cannot see claim for the earlier placed tokens at staking? And actually, it was high time to do interface for all accounts to be more technically user-friendly, like bank slip that we read. Well, actually, many things need to be done, and it's always more obvious for backseat drivers, I understand, but please have some patience before we do that. Lucia is writing, good evening, Alexei and Igor. Do I understand that not all validation DEX nodes have been connected? That's right, Lucia. Jean Balat, in Kazakhstan, we have about 30 nodes. Maybe. I'm not sure. If you're talking about validation nodes, maybe. Anton, tell us, please, is there any news about Messenger and will we be able to see it? Thank you in advance. Anton, please understand. I'm going to skip that question. I'll move on. Anton knows something that we don't, right? Lucia, once again, I would like to thank the tech support for their care and quick answers. Dobry is writing, I've already connected my wallet for X1 claim. Should I be scared? No, you shouldn't be scared. Max, I think that you'll encounter the constant work on monitoring and restoration of the validation node because of the constant improvement of the firewall filters of national internet operators, because DEX rates of such nodes give constant breakdowns. Basically, are you working on this situation now? Max, we are working on this. Don't worry. Gennady. It's an answer to the previous one. Okay. Maxim. Hello. Will validators get commission fees in coins or tokens? Both, because validation node is going to work both with the blockchain X1, but at the same time it's going to be in the same cluster with DexNet. So it's going to work with a decentralized cloud as well. Jean Blat, Alexei, in my wallet of DexSafe, I cannot do swap from token to USDT, but other way from USDT to Tokyo, I can do the swap. Okay, Jean Balat, thank you. We'll try to do it through tech support. Valery, about the above question, I also cannot process my tokens in dexnet.one. I cannot see my tokens in dexnet.one. But when I chose staking and chose the maximum, I could see them there. So they're there, but I cannot see them in my back office. I agree, guys. There are still some things to improve, and sooner or later we'll improve that format on what Max is writing. That is great to have a possibility to have report on transactions, we inserted it into our assignment calendar. So we're going to do that. Generally speaking, many other things will appear, of course. Next, Misha, 8488. Hello, gentlemen. Can you share more information and clarity about the DexNet token price increase? You said that you are not expecting it to be listed at other exchanges, so it will happen not anytime soon. So we go back to the bears market, or summer is the reduction of the market activity. The right listing should be done at the right time. I fully agree with you. With all due respect, Igor said that you have double price from listing time. I bought it at 0.0113 at less than 1%. I could have bought it at 0.0224, 0.03. Second and more reasonable is that unfortunately DexNode cannot get their money paid back soon enough. How can you work like that? Okay, I will take it one at a time. I'm asking you for more information about the prospects of DexNet token price increase. Okay, I'll do it briefly and then Igor will add something to that. I will start briefly about the prospects of token DexNet price increase. For any crypto asset to grow in price, there should be just one single thing in place. When supply is lower than demand, or demand is higher than the supply. When it is other way around, then we see the drop in price. If we look at all the crypto assets available in the world, more often than not, I'm talking about the majority of them. Most often, we're talking about the speculative model hyped up by the news. Or when market makers work against this, I don't like this word, but in reality, this is happening, working against hamsters. That's what people who buy up everything they're offered are buying up. And here they're manipulating the psychology of a mob. Unfortunately, this is a term psychologists use. And whales having big volumes of cryptocurrency work against the crowd, against the holders of this asset. Unfortunately, that's how it works. And people play this game. If we talk about DexNet token, number one, the token has not simply a token for token's sake. It has a fully closed legal part. In other words, the token is moved from the virtual economy sector to the real economy sector, which simply means that all the corrections and regulations happening with cryptocurrencies, you cannot even imagine how many blockchains and cryptocurrencies are going to disappear in the next 2 or 3 years totally from the internet space, because initially the model of that blockchain was not in line with the legal requirements, which every day are being increased and getting stricter. And it's not going to happen only in one country and another country not. Please observe what is happening in the world in the legal field in terms of laws and regulations. I have a university degree in law and it helps me a lot. I like following up on the lawmaking about cryptocurrencies, and I realized that the only cryptocurrency in the virtual sector of economy which is becoming legal now is only CBDC. This is a cryptocurrency which is equalized 1-to-1 to the national currency of a given country. It's like digital dollar, digital ruble, digital tenge, digital hryvnia, and so on and so forth for different countries. All the other cryptocurrencies already now at the legal level, legislatively, is becoming outlawed. Once again, please observe, follow up all the laws. You take any country of the world, actually, the laws about virtual assets, and you can clearly read there that only the cryptocurrency which is equalized 1-to-1 to the national currency of that country. People are not guessing at how that currency is going to be called, but it's going to be the same. digital dollar, digital ruble, digital tenge, digital hryvnia, everything is going to become one single cryptocurrency, and that's what they're working on. It simply means that all other assets located in the virtual sector of economy by de facto and de jure are going to be outlawed. And we will arrive at that very soon, in a few years from now. This foundation is already being built. Now, what is happening to DexNet token? DexNet token in our smart contract has legal status of a, how do I put it correctly, Igor? Yes, it's like a share of IP. IP stands for intellectual property. It's like each holder of DexNet assets becomes a shareholder of the IP of the company. So legally, we had a full transition from the virtual sector of economy to the real sector of economy. It means that we are fully in line with all the requirements of the SEC Commission of all the national banks of any country. In other words, we find ourselves in a totally legit field, which is a very important prerequisite because basically what's happening with the token exchange rate, it doesn't really bother me because people say it's just 2.3 cents. When are we going to grow from that, guys, compared to when all other cryptocurrencies will be killed? You cannot imagine what kind of growth we can predict because the official cryptocurrencies is not what you're going to use because it will be deprived of the fourth function of money, saving up. Please look it up and read it up later. So you won't be able to save it. So we'll be very careful from now on. Please read about this fourth function of money, saving function, why the single cryptocurrency is going to get rid of that function. So this is the last fundamental point. Next, all the services that we develop accept payment in our token. There are developers of other services, not us, third-party developers, and they will also be accepting our token as a means of payment. So here, the token will have a natural, rightly configured utility function where you won't be able to pay something with that token. You will go and buy this token for fiat. No, you won't have to buy fiat money at all. You will be able to use this as a means of payment, and it's not a stable coin. I will turn it over to Igor soon. I think he will add many other comments. Yes, indeed. With all due respect, Igor, I have many other things to add. I can break out some facts. Is from the listing process. In the very beginning of tokenomics, remember, people were getting a lot of tokens, a lot of tokens. So that's the general idea. Those people who participated, who bought DEX nodes as early adopters, they owned DexNet tokens, and what they could buy or not buy at 10 or 13 cents at the listing. Nobody's talking about that. We were listing at that price. Those people who managed to buy it up at that price, they could do it, but we didn't grow right away to 30, 40. No, we were doing gradually. It was 13, 14, and then gradually we rose up. There was a possibility for that. That's number one. Secondly, second most important thing, that the price now, of course, doesn't. You're complaining that the tokens that you generate cannot get your investment to Dex not paid back. If you talk to a new person who you offer to participate in the ecosystem and in the whole ecosystem of the blockchain DexNet, you tell them that what you have now. Now they don't get only DexNet, they get also X1 coin. Now you also have additional bonuses that will be added to that node and crypto card and DexPN and other things. Everything gives you value. And to say that it's being paid back or not, everybody has their own notion about payback rationale. When you look at it as an investment or an asset that can earn you money, or like chicken that lays golden eggs. Like Alexis said, now most people don't understand how the whole crypto industry can turn around very soon. What Alexei added here, I can only reinforce it. Alexei, if I can, just for 2 minutes of time, I just want to show you this. I have a slide which explains everything right away. Why token and why we expect this growth potential in the foreseeable future. There are all the grounds to believe that token DexNet would be called fundamental fundamental token. All the crypto enthusiasts are running after fundamental tokens, just like people running after BNBs. Those people who realize that bought it up and now they're the happiest people in the world. Why fundamental token? Because this token builds on whole ecosystem through DePIN, through decentralized infrastructure, which exists and operates and fully implemented. Second thing that Alexis said, and I will reinforce it again, this is one of the few tokens in the world. There are more than 18 or 20,000 tokens on coin market cap alone, all sorts of coins and tokens. And there are very, very few of them. Out of what I know, there is a handful of them. I might not know any actually like ours which can be used to pay for something, some real service. Here we already have 4 services that accept as means of payment this DexNet token. The real services, Dex Mobile, costs real money for the company. No one from the provider is not going to accept DexNet token. We pay for that provider and we accept DexNet tokens as a means of payment. Why? Because we want it. We need that token. Give it to us. If somebody wants to sell tokens to us, we'll buy it up. Please sell it to us. This is a great large-scale factor. Second thing, why? Again, this is an answer why the price is holding. Because tokenomics is built like this, that now more than 80% of tokens are not on the market. They're locked in waiting before they enter the market. And the next 5, 8, even 10 years, they're going to be gradually released to the market. This is the billion tokens that will be distributed among the DEX nodes. 1 billion that will be distributed through staking. They're not available on the market. They're locked in and they're going to be released gradually. It will take another 5, 7, 10 years to release them all. The same is true about the pool of the DEX node. $100 million assessment is not just a valuation. This is intellectual property, as Alexei explained. It is no longer a virtual asset. It is the token which has done the transition from the virtual world to the real world of economy. It's a real asset, which is in the real sector of economy. So this token builds on the real valuation, and the whole infrastructure is valued at more than $100 million. Take my word for it, next year we're going to get a revaluation and that number is going to be different. And you realize that each owner of the token understand that they are owners, to a certain extent of the word, they have a share of that portfolio, which at the moment is valued at 100 million. Next year it might be 1 billion. A year from then it will be 10 billion. And you become part of the whole infrastructure. This is the value. Then there will be listings at different exchanges. They will all bring additional value to the token. It's not only listing, it's a marketing happening by the exchanges themselves, and there will be more goodwill ambassadors coming in. It's just starting. That's why I'm saying that now it's a historical pivotal point where you need to try to understand and be part of it. And the fifth thing, most importantly, there are no major holders on the market who can put any pressure on the price. There are no major holders now. Those who exist, they sell, price goes down. But if they were big holders, then the price would go down really low. So the price holds even with this size of transactions. The price is held at a very good, commendable level. And last thing, remember our audit that we did in the very beginning. We did the audit with just 2 services, with DexCloud and Dex Mobile. We submitted our tokenomics to auditing, and they predicted that in 10 years' time, our token can be increased in price and reach $120 per token. We already have 4 services that accept tokens as a means of payment, and there will be additional more services. There will be 6 or 8 services in future. We'll be working with DexNet's token and try see with 2 services only, we were assessed to reach the price of $120 in 10 years' time. It is even lower than expected. And what will happen with 6, 8, 10 services and the blockchain to be released, which will attract this token as a magnet after that. Just think about all these things, and any person can be shown this and explain why this is a fundamental token. There are no such powerful instruments that others can claim. BNB originally had only exchange to rely on. That's it. With our token, we have the whole infrastructure behind this. In fact, I think I've explained what I wanted to explain, why the price of the token is doomed to grow. Thank you, Igor, for showing this diagram. Another important thing is that the audit done for us doesn't take into consideration the psychological greed factors of some people. Some bare numbers and math, nothing else. But based on my subjective opinion, 10 years can be multiplied by another 10. Look at what's happening with BNB. There are assets which are underappreciated. There are assets which are overappreciated. And the auditing done for us was not done for the purpose of overappreciate our token, overrate the token. It was better still to provide conservative valuation, but that greed factor of the market sometimes can inflate or bloat up the price of the token. And that's how many companies develop as a bubble. So the bubble factor can, of course, have an effect on us. So the price mentioned here can be multiplied by a huge number. Well, if so, I must mention another thing, because there was a question that the node, does it make sense to buy DexNode or not? How to sell the DexNode? Guys, I talked just about the token. Look at the expected potential and prospects for the future. It just in the beginning, we haven't done any real promotional marketing for that. Now, look at the coin of our blockchain, just in a couple of words, and you can compare it to BNB. We have a table here. Blockchain X1, and why? X1 coin has a huge potential because it's Web4 blockchain, layer 1 blockchain. This is our own very own blockchain with eco-friendly infrastructure. Eco-friendly infrastructure built around DexNodes. Decentralized private infrastructure. Those of you who don't know what DPN stands for. So there's decentralized, our own, very own private infrastructure with 6,000 plus nodes in more than 65 countries, giving us the real decentralization, high performance in technical parameters. We are matching top exchanges of the world. Ecosystem utility, again, is colossal. They include DeFi sector, RWA, GameFi, DexCloud, DeHealthFi, auctions, and others. Everybody, you will need to use X1 coins, and will be a reality from the very start. Then we have a tokenomics with limited supply of coin, and the staking program that will create more opportunity, will motivate people to hold it further, and you can earn more money with that. There is bullet point number 6, the grant programs that have been launched already, and they attract program developers to come to our blockchain. All of them will be talking about token and coin X1. They will be using this X1 coin to deploy contracts to come in and do something in our blockchain. All of these are coins, coins, and coins, and not Node Sale also supports that. Now, most importantly, look at this slide. There's BNB, right? The coin that was originally listed in 2017 was listed at 10 cents, just like we are planning to do it at 10 cents in 2025. Utility of that coin at that time was only the exchange, just one exchange, Binance, and that's it, nothing else. And with the one exchange, they pumped up so high. And we are offering a whole suite of instruments. So it's quite global and large-scale sector of the market with dozens of billions, even trillions of dollars circulating. TPS, we're matching them to the point. Decentralization. Binance has no decentralization, but we have 6,000 plus nodes in 65 countries. And now, most importantly, the growth rate for BNB in 1 year, they grew it from 10 cents to $10, 100 x by the factor of 100. Our task is to make sure that it will grow to at least $3 and $5. We're being quite modest. And in 2 years' time, not one year. So see, with all these caveats, an example here, what do you think? Is it realistic to expect that the price of our coin will reach $3 and $5 comparing ourselves to BNB? Of course, it's self-evident. Just need to buy it up, buy the Dex node now. You'll get 15,000 coins for $1,300 of the top Dex node, virtual Dex node. Well, if you buy it with a discount, you will get your money paid back anytime you want. But additional to that, you also get tokens, DexNet, and DexPN, and crypto card, and understanding that you are eligible for all staking programs. I think it is quite a appealing motivation to buy the Dex node. Thank you, Igor. See, Misha 8488 asked a very good question, but maybe he put some dark shade on this, but see how it uncovered our motivation. They really reached out to us. Some of the things that they dug out, some of the things that we were not planning to reveal. I suggest we finalize it because we've been live for an hour and 40. Why cannot we send staking the tokens bought at third-party resources? A bit later, you'll be able to stake them too, but not the staking used for the tokens generated by the DEX node, because that pool is limited by a certain amount. And if we start to bloat it up for the staking for other tokens bought at third-party resources, then our tokenomics will break. What I mean is that it works as a revolving resources. Tokens come in, these tokens get out, they collect something from the staking, and then we collect them from the market through the services, and they are pumped back in by crediting them to users' account. So it's like an internal circulation. But if we break the math of the system and allow to use the staking in that pool for this tokens bought and third-party resources, then our tokenomics can be undermined. Gennady, you are not thinking one step ahead, or even you're thinking 3 and even 5 steps ahead. Thank you, Gennady. I see a lot of thanks. If you don't mind, I will switch over to the questions to speed it up. Larissa is writing. A few times I went to the tech support to find answers to some questions that I had for the support is always working shipshape. Thank you for them, for their support. Thank you, Larissa. Okay, Anastasia, I see your words of thanks. Thank you, guys, whoever is writing the words of thanks. But to save time, I'm going to read only questions, okay? Igor, tell us, please, is there an API for the nodes for TCP IP so that we can network with a node on the local network? Well, there are some things related to the security. That's why we don't let anybody to connect our DEX nodes even through API, even a local network. No, there is no such function as of yet for the DEX nodes. Almira, the obstacles will only reinforce your genius tandem. Thank you. Serge, don't touch nodes every hour, and they will work perfectly. Questions? Andrei Sarenko. Now you have released information about Smile. Okay, guys, at least because, guys, we're moving into the outer space now. And there's a text about that. Okay, I understand your hint. I'm still looking for questions. How, without the decentralized connection, how can we be talking about decentralized bank, wallet, and so on? The question comes from Bagheera. Or rather, how to talk about decentralized bank without a decentralized infrastructure. Frozen X1, 1 year from now, are going to be defrozen gradually. Yeah, there will be vesting 6 months. 1/24th of them will be defrozen or unlocked. Thank you. Dobre is writing, will there be another X1 coin sale round? Not for the coin itself, only if you buy the Dex node. If you want to buy X1 coins, you need to buy Dex nodes. Yevgenia is writing, no, other way around. It is the quickest who eat up slowies. I agree. And Roman is writing the same. Yes, you understand what I meant. I'm going to sell X1 that I bought at the listing. I will buy X1 BMW instead. Mikhail is going to speculate with that already, I see. Tell me, please, how can we have a transition of our wallets from Binance blockchain to X1? Pavel is asking this question. A bit later, we'll release the instruction. There will be a post that will explain how it can be done. Olga is writing, why ADA has not grown in 8 years. It originally sounded like very good blockchain too. Olga, it's not a matter of good or bad blockchain. I might be a good person for my wife, but not so good for others. So it's relative. Other ADA also grew up quite well. Many people made good money with ADA as well. ADA is a blockchain for the sake of blockchain. There is no infrastructure like X1 EcoChain. Yes, indeed, they had billions there, but how to use them, that's a different story. Anatoly is writing next question. Hello. Tell us, please, how many virtual nodes can be owned by a single person? Anatoly, there is no limitation, in fact. So, whatever number you want, but try not to buy them all right away, because then you will own a huge cluster if you install hundreds of virtual nodes. But more reasonable number, I see no problems with that. Roman. No, Marina. Hello, I'm trying to enter DexNet back office and I cannot enter. I'm trying another device and it worked. I see it is disconnected. What's wrong? Something is wrong with the telephone. Why does it work with one smartphone and does work with another? Try different connections to internet. Try Wi-Fi, try GSM from a mobile device, different devices. Maybe you need to clean up the cache in one device. It's highly individual in your case. Konstantin Sherbinin. October 15th, I'm flying to Nice. Can you please connect my card starting with 535? Yes, we will connect it. No, not by October 15th, unfortunately, Konstantin. Write to tech support, okay? I hope we can find a quick solution for you. Firaya. Again, the words of thanks. Thank you, Firaya. 525. Yes, I understand the number of the card, Konstantin. Ruslan. Recently, in Korea, a big data center burned down. Having all the state-owned infrastructure and reserve cloud was also in that data center. So will be in demand. Yes, there was a very interesting fire with the transition of lithium battery. So it all looks like an intentional. Okay, next question. It's too early to think about validators. Okay, Valery, words of thanks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Gennady, I like his comment. In Germany, as of September last year, USDT is already in the gray zone. I bought USDT at Binance last year and they didn't allow me to claim it. They suggested the claim in the USDC only. Guys, USDC is questionable. Look at the rate of USDC and BlackRock. Again, I'll ask you to cut out this from the recording. Okay, words of thanks. Okay, I guess again, words of thanks. Igor, if there are some good questions, maybe you can read them out early. Hello. Token slowly is coming. Why there is a slow incoming of token to my wallet? Zoom user is writing. If you're transferring it from dexnet.one back office, you need to do it through confirmation. If you're moving from one wallet to another, then it's done quite quickly. If it is done in DexSafe, then there is one difficulty that the transaction might be pending, but in fact it's already done. You can look at the observer by the address of the wallet and see that the money has been transferred. Yuri is writing next question. What will happen to the partnership structure in distributors companies a few years from now? Will there be a partnership program and will the program be supported and maintained for years? Everything depends on the distributors company's strategy because you need to understand that the DexNet is just a supplier of products and services for distributors companies. Distributor companies are communicating directly with the market and they're selling these products. So distributor companies have the right to make their own decisions about any changes in their strategy. So I would rather address your question to your distributor company, ask them this question about how serious they are. But those companies who we cooperate with, we have three companies. All of them are quite serious and intend to continue this business with DexNet for many years to come. Will there be a partnership program about the connection of program developers and other projects based on blockchain? Again, it's done through individual negotiations. If there are some program developers who want to be part of a blockchain strategy, it can be discussed individually through tech support even, and you can negotiate it individually as well. Next question, after X1 coin listing, can we stake it? One important thing, guys. Whoever will have DEX nodes, those guys will have access to listing. Those who will not own DEX nodes will not have access to staking, even after X1 coin listing. So that's the value of owning DEX nodes. There will be a limitation in how many coins can be staked. So the owners of DEX nodes will have access, will be eligible to do that. Anton is writing, when do you expect to launch Mainnet and listing? Thank you. Again, our expectations are pushed a bit further back because of the difficulties I explained previously. First, we need to integrate all the validators. We need to connect another 200, well, actually less than 200, 192 validators. So then we'll start with the final testnet stage. We need to spend about a week or 2 weeks in the final stage. And then if it works perfectly, then we'll start Mainnet very soon, actually. In fact, very soon, yes, but I wouldn't name dates here. Compared to other blockchains, it's super quick. Others take years of preparation. Dobre is writing, if I buy minimally priced node, can I upgrade it in January? Yes, you can upgrade it any month you want, actually, but the upgrade in tokens can be done only within the promo period. Then you will be able to upgrade it only in USDT. Anna is writing words of thanks to the guys from tech support. Okay, please be careful with the nodes. If you reboot them too often, careful with the connector because connector has a thing that connects the cable. You can break them off if you do it too frequently. Yeah, manipulate it very carefully. And generally speaking, whenever you reconnect DexNet, you don't need to disconnect it from the cable. It's enough to disconnect it from the plug. When you unplug DexNode, the Wi-Fi router is losing it as well, just like there was a disconnection of the cable, not the local network, not power cable, I mean. You spoke about going out to outer space before. We are aware of that. Yes, Alexander. We decided not to tell you about the plans, but rather to tell you about what has already been done. But we follow the track that we originally promised, and now we are very close to that, closer than you think. It would be great if I could have up to 3 physical Dex nodes. That was the answer to physical nodes. Yeah, don't install too many Dex nodes in one place, physical Dex nodes, also virtual Dex nodes as well. If you're buying certain sensible number like 2, 3, 5, you can buy more than virtual ones than physical because there is appeal. Of course, I cannot tell you to buy, don't buy more than 10. But if a person really wants to buy more, you can do that, of course. But and against the background what we already have now, 6,000 plus nodes, it's not critical if we buy 20, 30, 50 now. Igor and Alexei, thank you. Question about the cards. Do I need to enter all my personal data correctly, and what are the limits there? You realize, Leonid, that we are talking live now. By asking this question, you put me on the spot. As for the limits, I don't remember honestly. I need to look it up because we changed the card suppliers a number of times, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken, but don't take it against me. But please consider it as my fantasy mentioned out loud. Maybe we'll prepare a separate post. I think it is up to 20,000 USDT per day or per one transaction, and 100,000, I think, or 20,000 per transaction and up to 100,000 per day. But I might be wrong. I think so. Pavel, in BEP20 network, you will still keep your token or it will be fully transferred to your own blockchain. I think with time, we'll have full transition to our own blockchain. People will keep using it, but it will be transition period. But when we'll see that the pressure is moving over to our blockchain, maybe we'll live both places. It's too early to talk about this anyway. Igor, you wanted to add something? Yes. Yes, I also wanted to answer it like this, that for some time, we'll keep it in BEP20 while community is not fully moved to our blockchain, while we have not fully migrated with all the instruments. And then we might phase out BEP20 completely. Or we might leave it in BEP20 as well. Let's discuss it when we're closer to the fact. Vadim wrote a very interesting question. Question with a limitation of SIM cards with roaming in Russia for 24 hours. Yes, indeed. Guys, I think it exists already at the level of federal law of Russia that users whose SIM cards end up in roaming are blocked for 24 hours and only after 24 hours they are unblocked. My SIM card cannot be connected even 24 hours after that. Do you have any recommendations about this? As I understand from the released information, that the blocking can again be prolonged for 24 hours if the SIM card changes the operator. And this is the thing with our SIM card. What do you think about it? Well, I would not comment it live now, but generally speaking, it doesn't make me happy at all. Okay, we move on. Why 2 nodes from the same router by cable? Earlier, I had the same DexRate, and now one Dex node has 2 times lower DexRate. Maybe it ended up with some port which is blocking. Maybe both of them are being blocked. And it just connected into cluster, other not. It's a standard option of rebooting. If it doesn't help, then connect the tech support place. You'll be able to. Can I stake locked X1 coins. No, only after the cliff you'll be able to stake them. When they will be released gradually, you'll be able to claim them and then stake them, but you cannot stake them before they're claimed. Elmira, thank you for your words of thanks. I like reading the gratitudes. Thank you. Leonid is writing, please, all the sales and upgrades should be in DexNet tokens. Then its price will grow. Well, it doesn't work like this exactly, Leonid. It's going to grow except for the wages of 82 employees of the company. That is why we need to take this under advisement as well. Or we're going to pay them in tokens and then they will go and sell them on the market. Gennady, I see from the transactions on blockchain that not all nodes are integrated into blockchain right away. Many of them work with errors. I suggest that when everything works, then we'll see the launch of the coins. Yes, that's our general idea, actually. Pavel is writing, thank you. We don't need to feed other people's blockchain. He's talking about BEP20. Actually, we should be grateful to a third-party blockchain because they have supported us and they continue to support us while we are preparing our own blockchain. Please send this recording to the channel. I will record it, keep it, and then I will show it to people 3 years from now so that they will be envying me 3 years from now. So you want to inspire FOMO feeling with them. I don't think it will find it very interesting because if you're with us now, in 3 years from now, I think your friends will change completely. So it's unlikely that you will be showing this recording to those people who didn't want to listen to you now. Question, will I be able to pay for Dex Mobile with fiat money? We're working on this. Yes, we are planning to do that. We're considering a number of suppliers of this processing service from banking cards. There are some nuances at play, big percentage that we have to pay, but we're looking in that direction. We already have two suppliers in the short list. Physical and virtual nodes, does it allow us to stake X1? Yes, that's the general idea. Both virtual and physical DEX nodes make you eligible for X1 staking. And if we put all the questions in an AMA into Google table, we had done it before. But the thing is that each AMA session prepares same questions. And when we answer them from the table, then the questions that people write in the chat, and often they're more relevant, we simply don't have time to answer them. So we decided against that. And this communication is becoming more live and interactive instead of reading out questions from Google table. X1 is a fork from Binance Smart Chain. Yes and no. Yes and no is the answer to your question. It's EVM blockchain, but more than that, than Binance Smart Chain. I'm with you 100%. I own professional version of DexNode for a month. Igor, I think we went through all the questions already. Yes, we're almost at the very end. CZ has already bought the node. Well, I think we'll give him one. Then he'll catch FOMO. Everybody will be suffering from FOMO later on. In fact, guys, we don't want to inspire FOMO. No. We are just moving ahead at a steady pace. We are quite honest about this. Whoever finds it interesting, become part of our team. Whoever doesn't find it interesting, they decide not to be part of our team now, but will become part of our team later. It's quite okay. There is no reason to inspire FOMO with anybody when we are confident in what we are doing. Okay, guys, we've been live for 2 hours and 3 minutes. I won't do it within 1 hour, but it went overtime as always. Anyway, guys, thank you. I thank everybody for your questions, for being with us. for staying with us, for Mikhail 84, 88 really dug deep with his question and inspired our big, monologue about this. We wanted to show more to the person what we really do. Everybody's thanking we thank you for the questions. They were quite interesting. I hope we didn't bother or didn't bore you too much with our answers. And it was interesting. Whatever is being done is done globally at a proper scale. And whoever is here, they participate in this story already. So every one of you can become part of something global and large scale. And once it was Apple, Facebook, Google, BNB, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so on. This is the moment in time when you can really become part of something really big and capitalize on that, because every single person is trying to benefit from things surrounding them. So this is the place that you can benefit from for sure by becoming part of this ecosystem called X1 EcoChain and DexNet ecosystem. So I would like to thank everybody. Alexei, we went the distance. Thank you for your answers. Thank you for answering all the questions in high detail, and thank all our team members, and see you at our next AMA session. I'm sure you're in for a lot of great news. We didn't have time to make a couple of other announcements. Yeah, I forgot to mention it. Okay, let's keep it as an intrigue for later AMA session. It will be a motive for you to get connected together next week, maybe. So follow the news in our chat, and I'm sure you will learn many other things. I thank everybody. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Okay, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Bye-bye.